Hey everyone, and welcome back to English Podcast TV. I'm John.
And I'm Jenny. We are so excited to have you here today.
Absolutely. How's it going, Jenny?
I'm fantastic, John, especially because today's topic is something everyone asks us about.
You're right. People are always coming to us and asking, what's the secret, or what should I do every day?
Today, we are going to address your everyday routine to learn English.
Let me tell you, this routine will blow away all your doubts.
Totally. We're diving deep into building a daily English learning routine that's not just effective, but also, dare I say, enjoyable?
Enjoyable learning sounds impossible.
Well, buckle up because we're about to make the impossible possible.
So Jenny, why is having a daily routine so crucial? I mean, can't people just learn whenever they feel like it?
That's the million-dollar question, John. Think of it like this. Learning English is like building a house. You can't just randomly throw bricks together and expect a sturdy home, right?
Makes sense. You need a plan, a foundation.
Exactly. A daily routine provides that foundation. It creates consistency, reinforces learning, and prevents you from getting overwhelmed.
Okay, I'm sold on the why, but a lot of people struggle with the how. They don't know where to start, or they get bored and give up.
And that's why we're here. We're going to break down the essential elements of a killer daily routine. One that's manageable, engaging, and tailored to your specific needs.
Plus, we are going to give you some killer tips and tricks along the way. Trust us, we've seen what works and what doesn't over the years teaching English.
And we're not just telling you what we think. We're drawing on proven language learning techniques, research, and the experiences of countless successful learners.
That's right. We are not just some random Joe or Jenny. We've been doing this for years and have helped millions across the globe.
By the end of this episode, you'll have a clear roadmap to build your own personalized English learning routine.
So where do we even begin? Let's start with the absolute basics.
Okay, first things first. Set realistic goals. This is critical. Don't aim for 3 hours a day if you can barely squeeze in 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's a recipe for burnout. I always tell my students, small, consistent steps are better than giant, sporadic leaps.
Precisely. Let's say you decide on 30 minutes. Now, how do you fill that time effectively?
I'd say start with active listening. This could be a podcast, an English TV show, or even just listening to English music.
Love it. Passive listening is okay, but active listening is where the magic happens. Pay attention to the words, the pronunciation, the rhythm of the language.
Right. And don't be afraid to pause and rewind. If you hear a phrase you don't understand, look it up.
Exactly. Here's a mini dialogue to illustrate. And that's why we need to leverage our synergies. Wait a minute, leverage our synergies? What does that even mean? Let me consult my trusty online dictionary. Leverage synergies means to use the combined power of different things to achieve a greater effect.
Okay, got it. Leverage our synergies. I can use that.
See? Even John, our resident English expert, learns new things every day.
Hey, I'm always learning. But seriously, the point is, don't be afraid to engage with the material.
Next up, vocabulary building. Don't just memorize lists of words, learn them in context.
Yeah, I hate those lists. They're boring and you forget them immediately. Use flashcards, apps like Anki, or just write down new words in a notebook with example sentences.
And here's a pro tip. Try to use those new words in your own conversations or writing. That's how you really solidify them in your memory.
Okay, what about speaking practice? This is where a lot of learners get intimidated.
I know, but it's also the most crucial part. You can't learn to speak without actually speaking.
So what do you recommend? Find a language partner?
That's ideal, but not always feasible. You can also talk to yourself. Describe what you're doing, narrate your day, or even argue with yourself in English.
I do that all the time. My wife thinks my crazy.
Well, now you can tell her you're just practicing your English. Alternatively, record yourself speaking and listen back. It can be painful, but it's also incredibly helpful.
Okay, those are some great tips. So let's recap. Active listening, vocabulary building, and speaking practice. What else is essential?
Grammar. I know grammar can be a drag, but it's the foundation of clear communication.
But don't get bogged down in endless grammar exercises. Focus on the grammar points that you struggle with the most.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are how we learn.
Here's another mini dialogue.
I go to the store yesterday.
Goed? Is that the correct past tense of go?
Oh, right, it's went. I went to the store yesterday.
Perfect. See? A simple correction and now you know.
See, grammar doesn't have to be scary.
Okay, so we've covered the core elements, but how do you make this routine sustainable? How do you avoid burnout?
This is where variety comes in. Don't do the same thing every day. Mix it up.
Yeah, if you only listen to podcasts, you'll get bored. Try watching movies, reading books, or even playing video games in English.
And make it fun. If you're not enjoying it, you're less likely to stick with it.
Exactly. Find topics that interest you. If you love cooking, watch English cooking shows. If you're into sports, read English sports articles.
Another key is to track your progress. This will help you stay motivated and see how far you've come.
Use a journal, an app, or even just a spreadsheet. Write down what you studied, how long you studied, and what you learned.
And don't beat yourself up if you miss a day. Life happens. Just get back on track. The next day.
Yeah, consistency is key, but don't aim for perfection. Aim for progress.
Here's a great tip. Find an accountability buddy. Studying with someone makes it a lot easier to stay disciplined and on track.
I agree. Another psychological trick is the loss aversion, which basically means that we hate losing things more than we love gaining them.
Yes. So, how can we use that?
One method is to bet with a friend. Say I will study English every day for 30 days. And if I don't, I will owe you $100. This will for sure make you more inclined to follow your routine.
Exactly, great tip, John.
Okay, so we've given a general framework, but everyone learns differently. How do people personalize this routine to fit their own needs and learning style?
That's a great point, John. Experiment. Try different things and see what works best for you.
If you're a visual learner, focus on watching videos and using flashcards with images. If you're an auditory learner, listen to podcasts and audiobooks.
And don't be afraid to break the rules. If you find that you learn better by reading than by listening, then prioritize reading.
The most important thing is to find a routine that you enjoy and that fits into your lifestyle.
Absolutely. Don't try to force yourself to do something that you hate. You'll just end up resenting it.
And remember, there's no one-size-fits-all approach. What works for me might not work for you.
Exactly. It's about finding what works best for you.
Can you share your daily routine with our audience?
Of course. Every morning, I usually read an English newspaper. That way, I exercise my reading skills while learning all the new things happening in the world. After that, I usually watch a TV show in English for about 30 minutes. What about you?
Well, I usually speak with my British friend over the phone. That allows me to practice my speaking skills. Also, before bed, I try to read an English book.
Wow, those are great routines. I hope our audience can get inspired.
Yeah, make sure to tell us in the comments section what your daily routine is. We would love to read about it. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground, but what are some common pitfalls that people fall into when building a daily English routine?
Perfectionism. People get so caught up in trying to be perfect that they never actually start.
Yeah, they're afraid to make mistakes, but mistakes are a part of the learning process.
Another pitfall is lack of commitment. People start strong, but then they lose motivation and give up.
That's why it's so important to set realistic goals and track your progress.
And procrastination. I'll start tomorrow. I'll start next week.
Break down your routine into smaller, more manageable tasks. Instead of saying, I'll study English for an hour, say, I'll listen to a podcast for 15 minutes.
And don't be afraid to ask for help. If you're struggling, reach out to a teacher, a language partner, or even just a friend.
There are tons of online communities where you can connect with other English learners.
Absolutely. Learning English is a journey, not a destination. There will be ups and downs. But if you stay consistent and persistent, you will eventually reach your goals.
I love that. Now let's get into some specific questions from our viewers.
Okay, our first question is, I work a full-time job. How can I fit English learning into my busy schedule?
Great question, Sarah. This is a common challenge. The key is to find small pockets of time throughout the day.
Listen to podcasts on your commute, read English articles during your lunch break, or watch English videos while you're waiting in line.
And don't underestimate the power of micro-learning. Even just 5 to 10 minutes a day can make a difference.
Our next question is, I'm afraid to speak because I'm worried about making mistakes. What should I do?
Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. It's how we learn.
Focus on communicating your message, not on being perfect. The more you speak, the more confident you'll become.
And find a supportive language partner or teacher who will correct your mistakes in a constructive way.
Okay, one last question is, what are some good resources for finding English language partners?
There are tons of websites and apps where you can connect with native English speakers. HelloTalk, Tandem, and italki are all great options.
You can also join online language exchange groups on Facebook or Reddit.
And don't be afraid to reach out to people in your own community. You might be surprised at how many native English speakers are looking to learn your language.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. We hope you found this episode helpful.
Yeah, we really want to know, what's your daily English learning routine going to look like?
Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future episodes.
And remember, learning English is a journey. Enjoy the process.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.